Good day, everybody. Rob here, WesternPacificWeather.com, and it's currently the 3rd of December 2010, and a fairly active day out there actually today. Lots of convection extending near the equatorial regions down to the Philippines out towards Palau. Actually, a lot of convection associated with this. Looks like it's going to give a big dosage of precipitation throughout the Philippines over the next 48 hours, so definitely expecting a lot of rain there and some actually possibility of some pretty strong thunderstorms associated with this region here. And moving up towards the north, a fairly strong low right around 980 millibars here in the Sea of Japan. This is occluding out towards just east of Honju here with another area of low pressure developing right in this region, and actually been bringing some fairly strong winds throughout much of Honju today. Actually, here in my local area, we saw a max wind right around 62 knots or 61.7 knots, right about 740 this morning. Actually, you can see on this graph right here, it peaked out right about then, actually about the lowest pressure we saw that at that time too, as the low just moved through our region here. So very strong winds, actually about equivalent of typhoon strength winds, so pretty significant system, baroclinic system here. Now when I say baroclinic, it means that they actually in the upper levels we have in areas of low pressure kind of stacking back here, actually troughs in the upper level stacking back. So actually if we look at the 500 millibar analysis, you can see what I mean by this trough of low pressure here. A very, very deep trough, and the deeper it is, really that's the gives more strength to the overall the system right here and the overall deepness of the low at the surface, but it stacks back. Now in a tropical, you're in the upper levels, you're actually going to have a high pressure in the upper levels, but overall though it's going to be stacked vertically straight up through the atmosphere, vice leaning back here, and that's what I mean by baroclinic, vice barotropic, or warm core, vice cold core in this particular case right here. Good news though is this system is expected to move out over the next 24 hours. The high pressure is expected to ridge in, but by early next week though, some very much cooler temperatures are expected to start ridging in, as well as this massive Siberian high up in this region starts to move towards the southeast. So definitely going to see very strong winds throughout much of the Ryukyu Islands here up towards Korea, and much cooler temperatures moving south with that. As we actually look at the thickness chart here, showing this surface pressure rate in here, and then we have these dashed lines right here, which showing the thickness of the atmosphere. And this is really telling me that you're going to be having cooler temperatures move anticyclonically. Let's actually say that the winds are going anticyclonically around this region because you have high pressure ridging in. So that's basically telling me that winds are going to be coming from the north, which these are much cooler temperatures right up in this region are going to be moving south with it. So definitely going to be seeing those cooler temperatures in this region. And also I want to note that 540 and the 528 line really marking your lines for snow. So possibility of snow up here in northern Korea and over towards Hokkaido here, definitely increasing in the coming week to next 2 weeks as this overall thickness starts to move towards the south. But as already noted, by this weekend though, some of the winds over much of Japan should start to calm down. We're showing this area of low pressure here moving off towards the northeast up toward the seas off top here. Also have this area of precipitation down here near the Philippines. I've already noted that. Actually, if we scroll through, we kind of see that build a little bit here. And also moving out towards the west though, in the Bay of Bengal, we have an invest out there. Invest 93 Bravo here. Bravo B for Bay of Bengal. There's also another one farther out, 94 Alpha or A for the Arabian Sea, and this is actually looking at slightly developing here. Lots of convection actually associated with it, but NOGAP's model actually just showing basically a mass amount of precipitation moving on shore near Sri Lanka. So definitely going to be seeing some precipitation out of this. And actually, if we look at the IO satellite here, IO for Indian Ocean, sorry, I use a lot of abbreviations when doing these here. We can see basically a lot of actually equatorial outflow with it, and overall it does have a lot of convection, but I don't think it's actually going to have the time enough to develop here before making landfall on Sri Lanka and the east coast of India here, but definitely going to be seeing a lot of precipitation out of it. And farther out to the west, we do have another invest out in this region, very disorganized at this time, and definitely not going to be seeing any further development out of that. And moving towards the south though, we do have the only cyclone out there in the entire world, Cyclone 03 Sierra or South. It's moving towards the southeast right now. Actually, intensity maxed right around yesterday into this morning with max winds of 75, gusting up to 99. Expecting this to actually gradually start to decrease and significantly drop off here onto the 3rd into the 4th as it runs into much cooler temperatures south of 22 south right in here into 24 south, and also definitely going to be seeing some increase in wind shear. And actually, if we look at the satellite imagery, visible imagery here, actually you can see some dry air advection working into the northern periphery, but a lot of the convection along southern periphery, which is really indicating us that increase in vertical wind shear. So one of the few things things that we can tell on forecasting out here of this the forecast for this system, since there's not really too many obs out in this region, really far out into the ocean here and away from most land masses. So kind of good practice for practicing later on. We actually have storms affecting land, but good news though, this one does not look like it's going to affect any land mass. Might see some extratropical transition with it, so it could affect the west coast of Australia in the long run here, but at this time though, definitely not going to be anything more significant than some of the roaring 30s and 40s lows that the southwest coast of Australia occasionally or always gets throughout the year. Some of the most intense lows on the planet actually down there. So this low as a transition extratropical, not looking at this is going to be affect that region very much through there. And looking at the enhanced dire here, kind of get a closer or a more clear picture on that shear off the northern or the southern periphery is already shown you here, and a lot of dry air along the northern periphery. But that is all for today, though, everybody. Thanks once again for listening to WesternPacificWeather.com. And a special thanks to everybody actually that watches these on a daily basis. Really appreciate it. Definitely happy to have those viewers out there. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, you can email me or post to the shout box to the right. And if you want to get some more information on this system, check storm2k.org. There's actually a thread on Cyclone 03S down in this region. So I hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe out there, and have another update tomorrow. Bye.